I find you very rude.
The Novympia channel is made possible by our gorgeous patrons who get early access, exclusive content, and buyer's remorse. And some German bird to our brand new patrons: Matt, M. Halewood, Douglas Duvall, Cake Teas, Coal Mines, Ghost Blower, Kyle W97, Loveless White, Meadow Sis, and David Hedman. Start the shit show.
Okay. I am in no position to teach anyone anything about makeup.
Awful.
Except maybe Darby Lynn Cartwright.
It wasn't even my idea to do this.
Our channel is not about tutorials. It's not that. It's not that. I'm coming at you today, even that phraseology is so dumb, with a makeup tutorial, yeah! At this point in time, if you want a tutorial for something, it already exists. It's not even a tutorial, it's just watch us do our face. Like the wording, okay, it's a tutorial. I don't feel like anyone's gonna learn anything from this. My methodology, I think, for doing makeup is so strange, and I doubt like people will watch this and just be like, what is that? I have very oily and sensitive skin, so over the years I've had to kind of really figure out ways to get around it, which some people might just be like, what the hell is that? But anyway, this is what's happening today. You guys commented and said like, oh, can we just see like how you do your face and stuff? I'll do it. I will bend. Oh, sweaty as well. I'm so sweaty. Usually I have the fan on. I've got The Simpsons playing and it kind of keeps me cool, but I kind of have a fan on because of sound, so I'm going to be really sweaty. I've literally come today completely untouched. I have some moisturizer on, but like I don't know what this is. I've got like a massive spot right here. I get a reaction to Spirit Gum sometimes up here. Thank you to everyone who says that I have good skin. When I do kind of videos out of drag, like an end part of a parody, people comment and say, oh my god, your skin's so good. It's really not. It's all smoke and mirrors. People really put so much emphasis on having pristine skin, and I just don't have that, so I thought I would just kind of show off that it's all makeup, really. Thank you for the nice compliments, but it's all makeup. I know people get so concerned about their skin, young people especially, and like nobody has good skin. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Oh god. Is the heating on? Oh, would you mind just turning it off if it is? I'm gonna just try and recreate the kind of like German Fraulein look I did the other day. Do you remember that German Fraulein? She looks so shit, she smells so great. She don't play nice, she makes me I guess we're gonna be covering eyebrows, aren't we, today? We're gonna be covering eyebrows. Look how close I'm getting. Don't look at it. Oh, God. Ew. I already can't find stuff. I'm picking old glue out of this brush thingy because I forgot to buy a new one. Forgot to buy a new one, like I haven't just been using the same one for like a month now. Okay, so Prosade cream. This is dried. This is a fucking disaster. So I cannot just cover my eyebrows with glue stick alone. If you sweat even a tiny bit, if you overheat, if you're like a sweaty bastard, then an Elmer's glue stick is not gonna work. Even if you're not very good at covering your eyebrows, I would just, like, who cares? Just cut corners and use Prosade cream because it makes everything stick instantly. I will use Elmer's glue afterwards. I keep rubbing them because like I'm sweating so much and you need a really dry surface. I mean, this is not going to be like Olympia's makeup tutorial. This is going to be like how to apply makeup in the middle of a rainforest if you're really fat. Can you see this? This is great. I learnt how to use and apply Prosade from Raven. That's the last Raven-inspired makeup we'll be doing today. Prosade cream. Don't use regular Prosade, that's too wet. Prosade cream is like a bit thicker. I'm not going to be showing stuff. Like, people do this, don't they? Who cares?
Foundation time.
Little bit more just at the inside bit, which is prone to pop in. Not in a good way. Speaking of Darby Lynn Cartwright of IMHO, in my homosexual opinion, they always sound like they're half cut, don't they? Anyway, point is, Did you hear that? Something outside just like blew up or farted. She did a makeup situation the other day and she didn't use powder in between each step, and I feel like Nova and I both looked at that and thought, oh, really interesting, we'll try that. It didn't work, so I don't know what she was doing. But again, like, it's what works for you. Okay, I'm gonna take some, you can use anything, you can use talc. This is Collection Lasting Perfection Sheer Loose Powder, and I'm just gonna really press that shit in until it's completely covered. Can you see? Is this working for you? Are you having fun? I press so hard. Like, I've often like really hurt my hands doing this because you just got to pray. Right, Elmer's glue. I use we have the translucent one. I mean, you can, it's the same thing, but like people, like drag artists will use the purple translucent, the one that goes translucent afterwards, but it's purple to begin with. I guess just because you can see where you're putting it better. Okay, so here's what I've learned with using this.
Who cares?
Is I will go lower than my actual brow is. I will go in there and then glue where there actually isn't anything to cover. Just because if you try and apply makeup on top of this glue, some makeup, it really highlights where you've put the glue and you can see an obvious line and it makes blending really difficult. So if you take the glue further down than you need it, it just creates an even canvas. Just do 2 layers of that. So whilst that's just drying, this is just like a Smithy's face paint and a beauty blender. I'm gonna do some beard coverage. You know what this is for. I don't need to explain what this is for. The orange tones cancel out. Look at me explaining it anyway. The blue tones. Don't you love watching, like, I probably should have concealed that giant fucking... Can you see the size of that? Oh, have a look. Look at the size of that. Don't you love when you watch like a drag race, they do a makeup tutorial and they'll explain something as if they've invented it? I think it's so funny when they're like, so I'm going in with this orange. Now what the orange does is it cancels out the blue tones, which comes from being a man. Am I right? This is something I learned from Kevin Aquan, who I spent a gorgeous weekend with in the San Fernando Valley one summer. Beautiful. Learned so much from him. Thank you, Kevin. I'm all about cutting corners. Like, just get the job done. Is this recording? That is going to be an issue. Can you see how sweaty I am as well? This is disgusting. Charmaine did a tutorial and I thought that was bad, but this is going to be shocking. But trust the process, right? It might look like Garbo for 99%. Use the warmth of my hand. Yeah, concealing it, but flat. It's got to be flat as a witch's tit, Dalam. I might just like powder this now just to try and set it. Shake it off like a dog.
Like a dog.
I will use primer now. It seems weird to do it now. I'll use it on my nose. Nose gets very, very dry and gross, and I find my cheeks incredibly hard to blend, but this is a Be Perfect primer. I usually use Maybelline, is it like baby ass? I don't know what they call it, like baby butt facial or something like that.
I want a baby butt skin face.
Get the, oh, that's too much. Fuck is that about? I will take my finger and dab the primer over the eyebrows as well, because then it just means, because stuff's gonna sit on top of those, so I don't want it to be like this lovely smooth base and all of a sudden like these dry, awful things. Especially in the middle as well. Make sure you get that. And put some fucking foundation on your ears. Why don't people colour their ears? They've got like a perfect pristine face and these bright red ears on the side. What are you doing? Whoa. Jump the old what lady. I think about her all the time. Okay, here's the deal. Eyebrow coverage. Now I use a Meron Cream Blend stick. I've used these for ages. It's like theatre makeup. I mean, they're very comparable, I think, to the Kryolan ones, but Nova just started using the Kryolan ones and they are thicker, so I feel like I should use those. Okay, put this over your eyebrows. It's nice and creamy. Beauty blender. This isn't a real, is this a real beauty blender or a fake one? So these are not real beauty blenders, they're real techniques, but they're just as good. I feel like they're just as good. Okay, so just gonna pat that out, pat it out. And then also it's gonna go all over my nose, all over my nib, and kind of in this rough area as well. This is gonna be a lot of the base up here. I have never found a foundation as good as, oh, I've run out. This is Maybelline Superstay 24-hour full coverage foundation, and it's in the shade Fawn. Use this giant fucking huge one. This is like empty. What is this? There's nothing worse in this world than that sound. Oh, it's just atrocious. I have this horrible habit of just not throwing away old makeup. I don't know what is this just doing here? It's just got such a great consistency to it because it's like thick without being greasy, and it really does have amazing coverage. Like, that hasn't taken 2 seconds and it's completely, my neck is completely seamless. Well, in the mirror it is anyway. I don't know, the colouring always looks a bit funny on the camera. Get your fucking ears, please. And then bring it up, like bring it up over what you've just done. I mean, you could just do this first and then do the highlight after. Try and mix it up, you know, just try and do what makes you happy.
Try to do things which please you, that's all. And therefore, if it's not good enough, get better.
Don't listen to anyone, least of all me. Now, I'm going to be putting this up here to create what I like to call the beige rainbow. Now, this is something that I sort of, I concocted in the mid-late 70s. Oh, that's just so, I'm so good at makeup, you know what I mean? It's, you know, something that I feel like some of the girls have caught on to. Beige rainbow, to minimise the size of your forehead. Everyone knows what that is. Highlight, bring it all the way up, there you are. Also here, just to completely cover what you've just done. Can you see that? Beautiful. You can't even see. Okay, so rough sort of semicircle shape there. That'll do. Not going anywhere, am I? Okay, so now some white. Some white is exactly the same one. I like these beauty blenders that are slightly furry. I don't know, the furriness just really sort of adds to the fun and excitement, doesn't it? Okay, so white. You might look like a crazy asshole with too much white, but you always got, I feel like you always end up going back in and adding more white because it's not quite enough. A little bit under here. You want to highlight your chin a little bit, but I feel like people really go overboard and just makes it look like a massive chin. You know, if that's what you're going for, then, you know, by all means, Charmaine, do that. But it's not, I don't think you mean to do it sometimes. And then in the centre as well. If you've got a bit on your nose, and then a bit up here and all, there'll be the inevitable comments, won't there, of, oh, she's lost her accent again. I don't know, I feel like maybe new people to the channel. Maybe you're just learning for the first time that I don't have an Australian accent.
Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Someone made a meme thing, like a little picture set once, and it was like a picture of like Kath Day Night, and it was like Olympia in drag. And then it was, beneath it was like Olympia out of drag. And it was a picture of this like, it said creepy Victorian doll, and the doll was saying, oh no, was it Are You Me Dad, Mister? Oi, Mister, Are You Me Dad? Spooky haunted Victorian doll. So I'm gonna take some talc just to set all the white areas, and then maybe go in with some, I mean, it's translucent, it probably makes no fucking difference, but this on the rest of it. I'm gonna be wearing that black kind of finger waved hair again today. Usually I will have put my wig cap on by now, which is just an old pair of tights. It's just, I mean, they were never worn tights. I just cut the legs off and then tighten a knot and then use that as a wig cap. And I'll put a tiny dot of spirit gum just here, and it will kind of secure it in with some curvy grips as well. Or like bobby pins, whatever you call them. Because then my hair is usually so enormous and heavy that I have to like glue the shit out of it to stop it sliding off. But because that finger waved one is not stacked or anything, it's not heavy, I'm just gonna literally plonk it on top and call it a day. I don't use a cream contour, I never have. It looks great on everyone, basically. I don't know, I've just never found a need. I just think you can contour everything with, this is Clinique, this is, what is this? This is Stay Matte Sheer Pressed Powder in the shade Stay Brandy. And this is just any old, my brushes are shit, they're all shit. This is, what is this? I don't know, some shit. This is Real Techniques. Going in, I feel like this just blends really well, this stuff. I for a while switched to a Superdrug one, which was literally like £1. See, look at the sweat there, it's just terrible. And then pinch it, punch my kitty. Okay, and then we're just gonna put some colour down. I'm not all about the cutting of the shape to begin with. My cheeks are always different as well. I'm never satisfied with my cheeks. Put on some colour. I'm a big proponent of like putting colour down and then cutting the shape out with the highlight. I think that's just easier and quicker and everyone has fun. That's far too low, but my point exactly, we'll reduce it afterwards. Okay, so that's gone in. Beautiful. So long as the top is roughly what you want it to be, the top of the contour. That's how I do it. That looks ridiculous. So then I'll go in with a smaller one, just some little shitter, and that'll be where I put even more. Just right at the base, just to really define that, so it looks like I've got snatched cheekbones. God, there's nothing there. Such a sweaty bitch. Flawless and seamless, and for fuck's sake, whatever you do, blend it down. Jesus Christ! Really like stick your chin up. They have to be. It's the same with anything on your face. You want it to be as symmetrical as possible. Put in as much colour on this little like bit under here. Oh my god, Nova and I watched Veneno this week. We started it on Sunday. We watched like 3 episodes immediately because we were like, this is so fucking good. And we finished it last night. We were a mess. Oh god, it's so sad. Lawrence Chaney that we watch, her channel, some of her eye shapes are so dramatic, they're so enormous. Like I consider my makeup to be, compared to a lot of people that do drag makeup, it's not that intense. I don't know. Maybe you would disagree, I don't know. I'm gonna get like a flat, I don't know what the fuck this is, I think I stole it from Nova, just a flat kind of like, so it's flat but it's a bit round. I like to use this to put my nose shape in, and the nose shape will go up to the sort of crease in my eye as well. So if I outline But I try and get this right on the first go.
Yeah, my Aunt Fanny.
Again, blend it down. A lot of people have called me out for having my nose contour is far too dark, and that's because I will have forgotten to kind of tone it down, because yeah, it is ridiculous to begin with just to get the shape in place. But so long as the shape is in place and so long as it's all uniquely as dark, you can then lighten it afterwards. This is the way I've learned to do my face over the last, like, what, 6 years or something, because I just really struggle. I've never been good at makeup. If you've been with us for a long time, if you follow us, really fucking bad. If you've followed us for a long time, you will know that my makeup has always been a bit sketchy.
Queef.
Okay, and then tee up the end. Fill it in. What a godsend.
What a godsend.
And I'll just start out like what is going to become like the crease or the eyeshadow or whatever up there. So I'm immediately going to blend that out just with an ordinary fluffy brush. And I have had this brush for so long. Do you know what's so embarrassing is this is the same fluffy brush that I used in the John McClane video. How old is that video now? Like 2 years old? I still have this exact same brush. It's still a piece of shit. There's nothing written on it. I don't know where it's from. It just does the job. So what am I gonna do? Like just throw it out? Let's not be wasteful here. I will then just kind of like take that. Just say it's like instantly becoming less of a problem. Who the fuck is excited for Eurovision? I'm sorry, but I am absolutely on board for it. What else have we got to look forward to? Super excited. I'm sure Nova and I will do a video about it if anyone gives a shit. So far, my favourite is Ireland. I can't get over how much I like that song. Good old Leslie. I don't know. She is a gay woman, so growing up in the playground with the name Leslie, that could not have been easy. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna move on to the eyebrows now. I bought this. This is a Meron cream stick again, but it's so old. It's a dark brown. I bought this to try and do some contouring, like cream contouring, but it just did not blend. I don't know, maybe I should just try this again with something else, but I now use this for my eyebrows. So this is a foolproof method. I am telling you, if you struggle to draw eyebrows, please Christ, let me just tell you how I do them, because everyone struggles drawing eyebrows. The best struggle drawing eyebrows. They're not easy. Okay, so here's the deal. Your eyebrows, right? You can draw, I feel like this is with drag makeup in general, you can experiment with doing crazy shit. Like I'm helping Autumn, our drag daughter Autumn, with her face right now. And she's so hell-bent on trying to do this like droopy eye thing. And I keep telling to her, like, if you master the basics, if you master just your own face first, then once you've got all of that, the simple shit out of the way, then you can move on to trying some crazy stuff. So yes, you can draw eyebrows all the way up there. You can do whatever you want. But if you're trying to draw kind of like more realistic eyebrows, the start of them, they have to start pretty close to where your actual eyebrows start. So even if they're like, it's slightly above. So for example, my real eyebrow starts right here, right about there. And I'm gonna be doing it, I'm gonna draw them. That's kind of where I start doing it. So that's literally pretty much on where it starts. Now it goes much higher and it ends completely above where my eyebrow is, but so long as it starts basically where you're drawing your kind of like, you know, your eye situation to start, they're not gonna look super insane. So it's a small, fine angled brush and this brown goopy shit. Let's just get the job done. So long as the top line is crisp, whatever you draw underneath, it doesn't fucking matter. So you could start less and build on top. Okay, so that top line is quite sharp. Doesn't matter what's happening beneath it, so fill that the fuck in. Now there's a whole fucking shit ton of glue underneath here, so light strokes I'm doing. You don't want to press down. I'll go in with that brown, that contour, just to set it, but also just to brush off the little kind of like lumpy bits. I guess I'll do one eyebrow and then just like do the other one off camera just to save some fucking time. Doesn't matter if that brown goes down, doesn't matter if it goes down into where you've had that brown eye, that brown. Okay, that looks I'm pretty happy with that. I don't matter that the tail's a bit messy because I'm gonna go over that with black. So it's like ombre into brown into black. So that's pretty much how I've drawn it, which obviously looks so stupid. Doesn't matter, darling. It doesn't even matter. Right, take your white, fine angled brush. I love these. I've got hundreds of these. Okay, this bit's quite satisfying. So I'm gonna go underneath with the white. Blend that white down with a finger. Just use a finger, it's fine. I mean, look, that is not good. Blick. That was nowhere near the camera. Another mirror on stick in black. I'm gonna go over that tail shape. Set the black just with, I use a, what's it called? Is it a sugar pill? Is it bulletproof? I've only got the pan now, the thing's eroded. Okay, done them both. Done them, they are a bit messy, but who gives a shit? Right, I'm setting it with just some white eyeshadow, just to really set it off and, you know, make your eyebrows look ever more enticing for gentlemen callers. At the moment, everything looks super gross and disconnected in this general area. Also, I've set my nose with some powder, so that explains why I look like a dickhead.
Does it?
Okay, here we go then. So that, you know, just couldn't look better, could it? Okay, so I'm gonna introduce the ombre, which if I've chucked a bit of powder there just to make sure that really is set. Let's just reintroduce our mirror on stick in that colour. I'm just gonna literally plonk some there. Piece of piss, no nonsense, just stick it on, get the job. That's my motto. Let's just get the job done.
Just get the job done.
Everything is going to get merged in this general area. You don't want there to be separate lines, which it took me years to figure that out. God, some of the shit I used to present. Okay, let's just set that again, just a little. I've got a fluffy brush. It's a dupe for a MAC one. I don't know what it is. I can't remember. What's that brand? There's a brand. Okay, so then I'm going to go from this colour down here. It's the same colour, but I'm going to go from where that is. And I'm going to merge it up over the white.
Up over the pants, underneath the skirt.
And fill in the brow with it a little bit. I mean, I'll probably go back in with a little bit more white. But if it all merges... Ah! No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's an MUA. I'm an MUA. Oh, forget it.
Trish, at Christmas? Forget it.
Oh, what? Shit. They're not the neatest thing ever, but again, like, you know, from a certain distance, who the fuck's gonna notice? If you're up close, yeah, maybe they are a little bit rough. I actually don't even think they're that bad. I'm probably just being a bit... I might just be tempted to take that white and just define that ever so slightly. Let's just see how this nose is doing. I guess the trick is that you don't want it to look like it's just a big load of dark colour. It's supposed to look like a bloody shadow, which I think there it does, more or less. Take that white, fine-angled brush, and I'm going to do the tip, which is literally... So again, if the top line is fine, you can correct underneath it. That's just like the way I do everything. Take the brown and then minimise it so it's not so enormous. So it's just a real thin, and small. So it's like that. See, isn't that cute? Okay, Christ, let's just get on with it. Right, brown. Now, because I glued down here, do you remember the glue was down there? If I actually glued when my eyebrows was there, that's when it would used to create this awful line, which now is down here and it's going to get covered up with something else. If you put too much up there, it doesn't even fucking matter because we can just put the white eyeshadow on it just to bring it down. But so long as it has like a nice feathery rounded shape to it and it's concentrated on the outside, boom. Who is going to be sponsoring this video? Anyone? Any takers? I'll take Olay. I won't take the Body Shop. You're a pyramid scheme. I'll take. Who will I take? I'm very picky and choosy. I'll be fielding offers all afternoon. You know what I love watching? There's this video on YouTube of Joan Collins doing her face at home in a mirror, or I don't know, it's a hotel room or something, I feel like it's at home, in front of the mirror, and Michael Parkinson's there, like, interviewing her, and she's just like, well, you know, I know my face like the back of my hand.
The back of my hand.
Just stick some around. I mean, this is a pressed powder. This isn't even really for... It's not eyeshadow. I could just use another one. Because I've used it on everything, I think it works well. Do you know what I just realised? I never even went in and corrected my cheeks. I've gone ahead and done the whole fucking face. I haven't even gone back and done the cheeks. Some white and a blender and just go the fuck in. Underneath. I feel like you have to go quite white here because your hair casts a shadow and you can never see it anyway. But do you see now how it makes that more of a deal? A little bit more white there. I know it's cheating because I've already said it, but oh God, just live by your own rules. You know, if you're having fun, you're having fun. And are we having fun? No. Okay, so, oh Christ, what now? Black. Well, before that, obviously, because I'm not an absolute monster, just put some, like, talc on your cheek or whatever. Just to catch any little fallout. Come on now, guys. Health and safety. It's not health and safety. I'll do the one eye, and then I'll do the same thing that I did last time and just, like, cut it. So... Everyone knows black is really intense and a little goes a long way. So start with less and then you can always add more. I've probably gone in with too much immediately, but again, if you put it there, you can use the brown to blend it out. Blend, blend, blend. Okay, so I've put some rough black into place, like, it's probably never quite where you want it to be. I don't know, I always struggle with like how much to put on there. Start with like less, because once you've put a shit ton of black on there, it's like really difficult to get rid of. Okay, so then white. So this is how I do the crease now. So I use a fine angled brush, and then I'm gonna be going in. This is where I'm marking out the crease now. That is probably the best I've ever done that. I can't believe it. It never looks that. That's like correct placement and I never get it like that. And then if it's gonna end, I like to end it like here-ish. And the first one's always easy because the second one you have to try and match. My eyeliner always goes so high, it goes above, it ends like here, above where my crease is, so you want the white therefore to be high enough that you can support having your eyeliner be so ridiculously high. So like when it's finished, I'm usually really happy with my face nowadays, and I feel like it looks like it has some kind of like finesse to it, but now you know the process of going through it is just me like swearing and just like, this is not good, you know what I mean? And there's like sweat everywhere. I think I fucked it. I fucked it up. I made it go too high. No, it doesn't matter if it goes too high, just make it go high here. I feel like Dorian Corey. Fortunately, I knew I wanted to look like Lena Horne. As you get older, you learn to aim a little lower. You might still leave some impact on the world.
Hooray for you.
Let's get some liquid eyeliner. People have an absolute fucking mare with this. This is the best liquid eyeliner that I've ever found. It's by L'Oreal. It's called Black Lacquer Super Liner. Can you see it? The reason I like it is because it's super, super thin, but it tapers a lot. So if you want to put more, I'm so shit at this. If you want to put more product on, then you can just turn it sideways and really kind of like go to town. It does have quite a thin nib to it. Also, it dries so quickly. It doesn't run. So what I'm gonna do is go into the tear duct and then draw it all the way around so that it's parallel essentially with the crease. And then it's gonna kind of like only join the crease right at the end. So if I draw a dot, there. So that is how high the eyeliner's got to go. Can you see? Because if I open my eyes, if it's any lower than that, you won't see it because I've got really like flappy eyelids. that's not bad for a first go, but to me that doesn't quite follow the shape. Well, I guess it's not bad, is it? So I'm going to fill that in, basically. Right, you have to do this bit quick because it dries and it can get sticky and you can get those horrendous gaps. Char's always got this. She'll fill in her liquid liner and then there'll be these awful gaps in the creases of her eyelids. And if you get that, it's because you've not set the eyeliner. And this is just my sugar pill, whatever the fuck it's called. What's it called? Bulletproof. Oh my god, do you remember LaRue? Been there, done that restaurant, have fun, don't put me down. Let's take the white. It's well fucking windy outside, can't believe it. I feel like because it wants to be that black wants to be real pristine on the edge, I'll use black lipstick and a fine angled brush just to sketch out where the line's going to be. Put something there like that, and then on this side it's only faint. That's probably more intense than I wanted it to be, but never mind. Yeah, that's pretty much the shape. And then, okay, so make sure that there's brown down here. Maybe go in with a black pencil just to get some black down. It's so windy, I can't believe it. Fucking Heathcliff. That's not blended as well as I would like. Go in with some shadow. I'm all about experimentation. No, I don't mind that. I mean, that is just real smoky, isn't it? Okay, so they're both done. Yeah, pretty happy with that. That looks pretty good, you know. This is the part of the makeup. I'll go over the contour again because it's probably worn out a bit. I'll look over to Nova at this point and just sort of look at what she's doing. Like, I'll see what colour lip she's put and I'll be like, well, I'm not going to do that. I like to warm up the contour as well with, is it Benefit? It's like a I mean, there's fucking none of it left now, but it's like it's a warmer tone that I'll go over everything with just to kind of give it a bit more dimension. Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's nice. It's different. It's unusual. Yeah, it is nice. Well, what are we going to do now?
What are you going to do, please?
This is the point where I would usually do freckles. I used to do freckles all the time. I haven't done them. I'm not as keen on doing them nowadays, but I would do them with the fine angle brush, just the tip of it. Just like literally dab it all over and then go in with the black eyeliner and just do a couple more just to kind of intensify it. Okay, so eyelashes. At the moment, I'm using the Blue Hydrangea lash. I keep them in this What a Drag. I've got all my little like lashes in there, all the little like bottom set and stuff. I've stacked them. There's two pairs. They're called Throwing Shade and Failing the Fantasy.
What did I say tonight?
I put them on with, again, Prozaid because they glue so fast. I shit you not.
And you not.
I literally just stick my finger in it. Not ask too much, what are you doing? And just like dab Prozaid along them. Make sure there's enough at either side where they really tend to like ping up. The inside I put on my actual line, more or less. The outer edge I put further up. Now that's ridiculously over, that's far too over. Ah, that's better. Okay, it kind of starts where my iris starts and it ends all the way out here in the outer Hebrides. And just to immediately stop it from sticking to anything else, just paint over it, go underneath. Underneath is so important because that's where you can tell that there's a gap, and that's the worst. I mean, that helps it dry, but it helps it dry upwards as well, so boom! I don't know, I think these were from What a Drag. They're literally just two little bits there, but I think I'll probably do the same thing. Just a bit of Prosade and then just stick it on. Just like so. Just heard Nova open something fizzy downstairs. I wonder what that was. She's not got anything in. What's she got? Plonk. Those look different to the other ones. Which ones have I just put on? I've not even checked properly. Yeah, they're not good. I don't think those... They don't match. I mean, I guess rule number one, make sure that you put on matching lashes, because that's fucked up. You don't want them just floating around willy-nilly. Let's make them look like they're part of the whole thing. Okay, so lips. I understand the necessity for some people to use a lip liner, but because I have such a huge amount of makeup on, it's just fucking, it's absolutely caked on. A pencil ain't gonna cut it. I want it to, I want basically a lipstick to be like as wet as possible. So I generally use like the NYX liquid suede usually, because it just, you can just paint it on. I always use a fine angle brush. The other day I used this was a Christmas present from Nova's sister. It's Morphe in the shade Independent. I've always found lips really tricky. I have absolutely no lip definition at all. I've always been jealous of people that can literally take a lipstick and go whoop, and it's like perfectly applied. Like I just can't do that because I don't have lips at all. So I'm going to create this shape, but I like the upper lip to just be one continuous line. There's no bow. So it's like a very sharp line on top. It's literally just an arch. But if you struggle doing lips, then you are not alone. I hate doing lips, especially the bottom one. I think it looks pretty even. It's a little bit sticky out on that side. If it's a bit wonky, I'll just take, oh shit, another fine angled brush. They're your friend, I'm telling you, in this original shade. But then I might just go over. Sometimes if I just want to correct it. Oh shit, so then really, I'm gonna cover that up. Can't even see it. What fucking spot? What? Can't even see it, there we go. Couple of them, jobs are good. Just check that everything is like even. Not that I would do a fucking thing about it if it wasn't. I'll paint on some boobs now. I'll show you the updated version of painting on some titoires, so 1 second. Welcome back. Okay, so this is, you're seeing me in my under things. This is a real treat for you. This is tit moment now. This is tits 101. I did a boob contour tutorial years ago and I watched it back and I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I was wearing 2 bras. Whose idea was that? What was that for? I don't know. Anyway, so what I've done is I've taken the foundation, exactly the same foundation. I've covered all of my chest, even though you can probably still see some like shaving irritation. And then I brought it down my arms as well a little bit. But I've left the tit meat that I've like tried to pull forward. I've left that uncovered and then I've gone over it with some white. So you've got those 2 like white baps hanging out there. Oh, you'll also want to put some white in the center here as well. Like so. That's the basic setup, and then I'm just gonna go over with the Clinique, just run my finger around it, grab some meat, and then that's when I'm gonna draw the kind of circular titoir shadowing around. So it wants to be as dark as possible at the outer line, end it sort of at the top, blend that out, darkest at the base, and then bring your finger outwards to blend it out. And then just take a brush with some of that brown colour on it and just like blend it a bit. Quite simple and quick boobers. So I'll do, that's kind of it. That's sort of That's sort of the from go to O moment. So I'll do the stupid, the naff transition that everyone does, because I've gone from what? From this to this. Well, there we go, done it. The dress is from Killstar. Thank you very much. They didn't give it to me. I purchased it. It's from Killstar, as are the earrings. The hair, Nova did the hair, she mentioned in that video. She's such an asshole. The gloves, actually, a few people commented and said, what's the deal with the gloves? I made these, but the nails were a gift. I did not stone the nails. They were a gift, but there's tutorials on how to stone nails, and I literally followed the James Mansfield tutorial to do the gloves, so just look at James Mansfield. She's got her shit together, sort of. So I followed her tutorial, to be honest. It only took me like 20 minutes. The gloves were from Amazon, the actual mesh glove, and with the stones and everything in place. Didn't take long to make them, so it's not that complicated. Did this sort of come up to scratch compared to Nova's tutorial that she did on how to like become her? Anyway, we're gonna watch each other's tutorials switch over next time and try and become one another. So we'll see what happens there. It's probably going to be a disaster, but anyway, please leave a comment down below. What did you think, you guys? Social media's just here. There'll be a message after the jump should you wish to join the Patron. And I've got no idea schedule-wise when this video will be released. So the Patron birthdays will probably be delivered now, but out of drag. Yes, thank you, Ava Braun. And the birthdays for yesterday, March 25th, it was Daniel's birthday, so happy birthday, doll. I hope it went off. And today, March 26th for us, it's Zach's birthday, so happy birthday, Zach. I hope wherever you are in the world right now, you're currently getting pissed. There's a lot of Dans and Danielles. Tomorrow, March 27th, Danielle's birthday. Happy birthday, doll. 28th is Dan Kumar. There's all these Dans. What's going on? Also for March 28th is Hilda and Thomas Fish. Happy birthday, darling. Thank you so much for following us. And, oh, she's already said it. It's all after the jump.
Join the Patron, we'll do a shot of Patron.